Yes, because he never did a thing like that before, as asked to get his breakfast in bed with a couple of eggs, since the City Arms Hotel, when he used to be pretending to be laid up, with a sick voice, doing his highness to make himself interesting to that old faggot Mrs. Reardon. Yes, because he couldn't possibly do without it that long, so he must do it somewhere. And the last time he came on my bottom, when was it? The night Boylan gave my hand a great squeeze, going along by the Tolka. In a way, not to be always never wearing the same old hat, unless I paid some nice-looking boy to do it, since I can't do it myself. A young boy would like me. I'd confuse him a little, alone with him if we were. I'd let him see my garters, the new ones, and make him turn red looking at him, seduce him. I know what boys feel with that down on their cheek, doing that frigging drawing out the thing by the hour, question and answer. Would you do this, that, and the other with the coal man? Yes. With a bishop? Yes, I would. You feel him trying to make a whore of me. He never will. He ought to give it up now at this age of his life. Simply ruination for any woman, and no satisfaction in it. Pretending to like it till he comes and then finish it off myself anyway. And it makes her lips pale. Anyhow, it's done now, once and for all. With all the talk of the world about it people make, it's only the first time. After that, it's just the ordinary do it and think no more about it. Oh, why can't you kiss a man without going and marrying him first? You sometimes love too wildly when you feel that way. It's so nice all over you. You can't help yourself. I wish some man or other would take me sometime when he's there and kiss me in his arms. There's nothing like a kiss, long and hot, down to your soul. Almost paralysing. Yes, when I lit the lamp. Yes, because he must have come 3 or 4 times with that tremendous big red brute of a thing he has. I thought the vein, or whatever the dickens they call it, was going to burst. Though his nose is not so big. After I took off all my things, with the blinds down, after my hours dressing and perfuming and combing, it like iron, or some kind of a thick crowbar, standing all the time. He must have eaten oysters, I think a few dozen. He was in great singing voice. No, I never in all my life felt anyone had one the size of that to make you feel full of. He must have eaten a whole sheep after. What's the idea making us like that? With a big hole in the middle of us, like a stallion driving it up into you, because that's all they want out of you. With that determined, vicious look in his eye, I had to have shut my eyes. Still, he hasn't such a tremendous amount of spunk in him when I made him pull it out and do it on me, considering how big it is. So much the better, in case any of it wasn't washed out properly. The last time I let him finish it in me. Nice invention they made for women, for him to get all the pleasure. But if someone gave them a touch of it themselves, they'd know. He said I could have got £1 a week as a wet nurse, all swelled out. The morning that delicate-looking student that stopped in number 28 with a Citron's Penrose nearly caught me washing through the window, only for I snapped up the towel to my face. That was his studenting. Hurt me they used to, weaning her, till he got Dr. Brady to give me the belladonna prescription. I had to get him to suck them, they were so hard. He said it was sweeter and thicker than cows. Then he wanted to milk me into the tea. Well, he's beyond everything. I declare somebody ought to put him in the budget. If I only could remember the 1/2 of the things and write a book out of it. The works of Master Poldy, yes. And it's so much smoother, the skin, much. An hour he was at them, I'm sure, by the clock, like some kind of a big infant I had at me. They want everything in their mouth. All the pleasure those men get out of a woman. I can feel his mouth. Oh, Lord, I must stretch myself. I wished he was here, or somebody, to let myself go with and come again like that. I feel all fire inside me. Or if I could dream it, when he made me spend the second time, tickling me behind with his finger. I was coming for about 5 minutes with my legs around him. I had to hug him after. Oh, Lord, I wanted to shout out all sorts of things, fuck or shit or anything at all, only not to look ugly. Or those lines from the strain, who knows the way he'd take it. You want to feel your way with a man. They're not all like him, thank God. Some of them want to be so nice about it. I notice the contrast. He does it and doesn't talk. I gave my eyes that look. Was my hair a bit loose from the tumbling, and my tongue between my lips, up to him. Savage brute. Thursday, Friday 1, Saturday 2, Sunday 3. Oh, Lord, I can't wait till Monday. And then they're done with you in a way till the next time. Yes, because there's a wonderful feeling there all the time. So tender. How did we finish it off? Yes. Oh, yes, I pulled him off into my handkerchief, pretending not to be excited, but I opened my legs. I wouldn't let him touch me inside my petticoat. I had a skirt opening up the side. I tortured the life out of him first, tickling him. I loved rousing that dog in the hotel. His eyes shut, and a bird flying below us. He was shy. All the same, I liked him. Like that morning I made him blush a little when I got over him that way, when I unbuttoned him and took his out and drew back the skin. It had a kind of eye in it. They're all buttons, men. Down the middle on the wrong side of them. Molly, darling, he called me. What was his name? Jack, Joe, Harry Mulvey, was it? Yes. I think a lieutenant he was, rather fair. He had a laughing kind of a voice. So I went around to the what-you-call-it. Everything was what-you-call-it. Moustache, had he? He said he'd come back. Lord, it's just like yesterday to me. And if I was married, he'd do it to me. And I promised him yes, faithfully. I'd let him block me now. Flying. Perhaps he's dead or killed. Or a captain or admiral. It's nearly 20 years. I let him know, if that's what he wanted, that his wife is fucked. Yes, and damn well fucked too. Up to my neck nearly. Not by him. 5 or 6 times. Hand running. There's the mark of a spunk on the clean sheet. I wouldn't bother to even iron it out. That ought to satisfy him. If you don't believe me, feel my belly. Unless I made him stand there and put him into me, I've a mind to tell him every scrap and make him do it in front of me. Serve him right. It's all his own fault if I am an adulteress, as the thing in the gallery said. Much about it, if that's all the harm ever we did in this vale of tears. God knows it's not much, doesn't everybody? Only they hide it. I suppose that's what a woman is supposed to be there for. Or he wouldn't have made us the way he did, so attractive to men. Then, if he wants to kiss my bottom, I'll drag open my drawers and bulge it right out in his face, as large as life. He can stick his tongue 7 miles up my hole as he's there, my brown part. Then I'll tell him I want £1, or perhaps 30 shillings. I'll tell him I want to buy underclothes. Then if he gives me that, well, he won't be too bad. I don't want to soak it all out of him like other women do. I could often have written out a fine cheque for myself and write his name on it for a couple of pounds. A few times he forgot to lock it up. Besides, he won't spend it. I let him do it off on me behind, provided he doesn't smear all my good drawers. I suppose that can't be helped. I'll do the indifferent 1 or 2 questions. I'll know by the answers when he's like that he can't keep a thing back. I know every turn in him. I'll tighten my bottom well and let out a few smutty words. Smell rumper, lick my shit, or the first mad thing comes into my head. Then I'll suggest about, yes. Oh, wait now, sonny, my turn is coming. I'll be quite gay and friendly over it. Oh, but I was forgetting this bloody pest of a thing. Phew. You wouldn't know which to laugh or cry, or such a mixture of plum and apple. No, have to wear the old things. So much the better, it'll be more pointed. He'll never know whether he did it or not. There, that's good enough for you. Any old thing at all. Then I'll wipe him off me just like a business. His omission. Then I'll go out. I'll have him eyeing up at the ceiling. Where is she gone now? Make him want the day we were lying among the rhododendrons on House Head, in the grey tweed suit and a straw hat. The day I got him to propose to me, yes. First I gave him the bit of seed cake out of my mouth. And it was leap year like now, yes, 16 years ago. My God, after that long kiss I near lost my breath. Yes, he said I was a flower of the mountain. Yes, so we are, flowers all, a woman's body. Yes, that was one true thing he said in his life. And the sun shines for you today. Yes. And oh, and the sea, crimson sometimes like fire, and the glorious sunsets and the fig trees and the Alameda Gardens. Yes. All the queer little streets and pink and blue and yellow houses and the rose gardens and the jessamine and geraniums and cactuses. And Gibraltar as a girl, where I was a flower of the mountain, yes. When I put the rose in my hair like the Andalusian girls used. Shall I wear a red? Yes. And how he kissed me under the Moorish wall, and I thought, well, as well him as another. And then I asked him with my eyes to ask again, yes. And then he asked me, would I, yes, to say yes, my mountain flower. First I put my arms around him, yes, and drew him down to me so he could feel my breasts all perfume, yes. And his heart was going like mad, and yes, I said, yes, I will, yes.